Wi-Fi compatible smart products and much more. Shop today with no cash and get instant credit. Get your game on. Courts, bringing value home. Conditions apply.
Welcome back to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited. I am your presenter, Rajiv Providence. First, on the local scene, police have launched an investigation into the nation's 22nd homicide for the year 2022. This comes following a shooting incident that occurred on Monday, June 27th at Brighton, which left 31-year-old conductor of Annesville, Keyshawn Jackson, dead. According to an official release from the Public Relations and Complaints Department, preliminary investigations revealed that on Monday, June 27th, at about 8:45 p.m., Jackson and two other men were walking along the Brighton Public Road when they heard gunshots emanating close by. Upon hearing the gunshots, the men reportedly ran and sought refuge in a nearby supermarket. The men later made inquiries as to the whereabouts of Jackson and subsequently found Jackson lying in a pool of blood in front of the supermarket. As a result, the incident was reported to the police, who later arrived on the scene. The 31-year-old conductor was pronounced dead at the scene by the district medical officer. The motive surrounding the killing is unknown at the moment. A post-mortem examination is expected to be carried out on Jackson's body to ascertain the exact cause of death. Investigations into the matter are ongoing. Taiwan's ambassador to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Peter Lan, handed over the check of donation of US $52,259.90 to Mr. Hudson Ned, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Security, to purchase new equipment to monitor the activities of La Soufrière. In his remarks, Ambassador Lan said Taiwan was with SVG all the way after the COVID-19 pandemic and the volcanic eruptions of La Soufrière. The purchase of this sophisticated monitoring equipment is part of the efforts under the bilateral pilot project for the implementation of emergency management systems to reduce medical emergencies in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which was jointly implemented by the Technical Mission of the Republic of China on Taiwan and the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO. On behalf of the government of SVG, Mr. Ned expressed appreciation to the Taiwanese government for funding the purchase of the new monitoring equipment, which was necessary for tracking activities of La Soufrière. Still on the local scene, the third Caribbean Ministerial Forum on School Safety, organized by the Caribbean School Safety Initiative, convened on Tuesday, June 28th in St. Martin. The forum brings together ministers of education and educators from across the Caribbean region. St. Vincent and the Grenadines is being represented by Minister of Education and National Reconciliation, Curtis King. Minister King is the outgoing chairperson of the Ministerial Forum, and he will hand over the chairmanship to the host country's Minister of Education, Culture, Youth and Sport, Rodolphe Samuel. The minister heads a three-member delegation, which includes Senior Education Officer Dr. Adelia Ferdinand. The meeting runs from June 28th to June 30th. St. Vincent and the Grenadines' COVID-19 death toll now stands at 112, following the death of a fully vaccinated 42-year-old female with underlying conditions. According to the latest COVID-19 report, she tested positive for COVID-19 on June 26th and was admitted to the isolation ward at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. She died on the 27th of June 2022 of COVID-19 pneumonia. COVID-19 hospitalizations rose to 10. Of those admitted, one patient is fully vaccinated, while the other 9 are unvaccinated. Active cases of COVID-19 stand at 80. 30,880 people have received 2 doses of a COVID-19 vaccine, while 3,905 COVID-19 booster shots have been administered. Since March of 2020, there have been 9,051 COVID-19 cases reported in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. On to news in the region. Several business and vehicle owners in Guyana's east coast of the Demerara River are now counting their losses after a protest which erupted as news circulated that the policeman who shot and killed a 23-year-old man earlier this month was released from custody turned violent. Protesters accused the Guyana Police Force (GPF) and the government of covering up the June 10th murder of Quinton Bacchus. GPF claims that Bacchus had attempted to sell a firearm to a plainclothes police officer. When the cop raised an alarm, Bacchus reportedly fled the scene. Police claim Bacchus shot at the officer and he returned fire, fatally wounding him. An investigation has been launched into the matter. The protesters are upset over the slow pace of justice, and some claim that Bacchus's killing is not receiving the attention it needs because he is Afro-Guyanese. As Jamaica braces for an active hurricane season, Prime Minister Andrew Holness is encouraging citizens to heed the warnings and evacuation orders that may be given by the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, or DPEM. Holness, who was addressing the recent National Disaster Risk Management Council meeting at the Altamont Court Hotel in Kingston, noted that given the prediction of an above-average hurricane season this year, citizens must prepare for disaster-related eventualities such as evacuation. The security forces will endeavor to maintain law and order and security at all times. The resources of the Jamaican Urban Transit Company Limited will again be utilized to facilitate evacuation support should the need arise, he said. Recalling that there was a disaster in the past where the government sent buses to evacuate persons, but they were refused to go, the Prime Minister assured that the administration will always send buses and wait as long as they can without putting the drivers and the buses in danger. On the international scene, Turkey says it will now be pushing for the extradition of 33 terror suspects from Finland and Sweden under a deal that lifted Ankara's objections to the two Nordic states' bids to join NATO. Turkey would ask them to fulfill their promises, the Justice Minister said. Ankara has accused both Finland and Sweden of hosting Kurdish militants. The Nordic states agreed late on Tuesday to address Turkey's pending deportation or extradition requests of terror suspects expeditiously. Finland and Sweden declared their intention to join the 30-member Western Defensive Alliance in May in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Turkey initially threatened to veto their application, but after 4 hours of talks at the NATO summit in Madrid, the three countries reached a compromise. NATO leaders are expected to officially invite Finland and Sweden to become members before the end of the meeting. And finally, in sports, British number 1 Emma Raducanu and two-time champion Andy Murray will resume their Wimbledon campaigns with challenging encounters today. US Open champion Raducanu, 19, faces former world number 4 Caroline Garcia, while 35-year-old Murray takes on big-serving American John Isner. Raducanu is second on center court at about 4 o'clock British summertime, followed by Murray. British men's number 1 Cameron Norrie and compatriots Ryan Peniston and Heather Watson are also in action. Norrie, the 9th seed, beat Pablo Andujar in straight sets in the first round and faces another Spaniard, Wame Munar, in the second match on court 1. This has been WEFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 3 p.m. for WEFM's 3 p.m. News. WEFM's Midday News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited.
Jump in the line this carnival season with Quartz Ready Cash. Get a loan of up to $20,000 to help you get ready for the road. Plus, with any loan of $5,000 or more, we will pay your first installment. Also, you pay 0 deposit and you get cash in hand in as little as 24 hours. There's nothing to pay for 60 days and we have the most flexible payment terms. Don't miss the vibes this carnival. Call us at 456-1325 for more information or visit www.readyfinancecaribbean.com. Conditions apply. Quartz Ready Cash. Ready when you are. That could have been